the Gold Cup, Copa de Oro. Round one obviously kicking off on Saturday with Canada versus Martinique. Very, very quick chat on the outrights here. Obviously, we mentioned, so Mexico and USA are pretty much joint favourites. Mexico, you can get 2.38. USA, you can get for 2.55. And third favourite is Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yeah.
I live in Costa Rica, so that would be nice. And I'm going to go and see Costa Rica on Sunday. Thought I'd mention that for the 10th time. And so, I don't know, you know, let's quickly talk about Costa Rica. Why not? They had an amazing World Cup in, 2014, didn't they? It was a massive surprise. Anybody who didn't know Costa Rica, all of it about Costa Rica suddenly did. And then a big disappointment in 2018. I saw Costa Rica play against Panama. It was 0-0. I'm feeling that they're just lacking firepower enough to sort of get them and to be favourites. Do either of you think that Costa Rica could win it?
I'm afraid not. Not for me.
I know, me too. Well, maybe you were going to pull some information that I didn't know and give me hope. All right. But, you know, as they say, there's always hope.
It's also a but here.
Huh?
It's also a but here. They have an easy group. They will, in my opinion, they will surely finish first in their group with Haiti, Nicaragua, and Bermuda. And they are very, very lucky that they are playing their first game at home against Nicaragua, which I think that should be second in that group. So it's very, very important again for them at home against Nicaragua, the toughest opponent from Group B. So after that, we will see from the quarterfinals and up. But topping there with 9 points, I would say the first 3 matches.
Okay. All right. And interestingly, so obviously Mexico and USA, I would agree with that, but more so Mexico. USA also had a very disappointing World Cup. Did they not? They failed to score. I can't remember now, but they really didn't have a good. Yeah, they failed to qualify. They failed to qualify.
Yeah.
Didn't they fail to score, or they barely got a goal, or wasn't many goals? Why is Mexico
something in the qualifier? Yeah, but
why did
Mexico?
No, USA. What do you think that it's correct? Are they starting to rebuild their team? I know they've got a good women's soccer team. Are the men taking a page out of the women's books?
Yeah, I mean, it's the USA is the world leader in women's soccer. Definitely, it's very much a female game there. But yeah, I think you're starting to see some better American male players coming through. We've just seen Chelsea sign Christian Pulisic for big money. He's from Pennsylvania, from Hershey. So yeah, I think interest is spiking in the MLS. But I think still for a lot of young men growing up in America, you're more likely to want to play American football, if they just call it football, or basketball or baseball.
Yes.
So yeah, that has led to a bit of a lack of talent. Just looking at this squad, it doesn't really get me too excited, really. If I'm a US soccer fan, to be honest, Pulisic is obviously a magnificent talent. He'll probably be the best player at this tournament, but outside of that, you're looking at players like Josie Altidore leading the line. Don't really rate him. I think the only thing they've really got going for them is home advantage. Mexico look like they've got more quality in their team.
Yeah.
Far more quality in their team.
What about you, Alex? What are your thoughts on the outrights? Is it looking like Mexico's to lose at this moment?
Yeah, it's Mexico to lose or to win. I think that they will win. Their squad is looking absolutely amazing. Unfortunately for them, some injuries, some late injuries there. Lozano from PSV, who had an absolutely amazing, enjoyed a great season with the PSV. But also Jesus Corona from Fece Porto, also Chicharito from West Ham, and Carlos Vela from LAFC are missing this tournament. Some of them said no, we are not participating. Some of them are injured. But we still have huge talents. Hector Moreno from Sociedad, Guardado from Real Betis, Raúl Jiménez from Wolves. So I think that Jonathan Dos Santos from LA Galaxy, from MLS, I think that they have plenty of firepower in them to go all the way. They have also a new manager, Tata Martinez, also an ex-former coach of Barcelona in 2013, if I remember correct. He was the first. He became the first manager with the Barcelona not to lose 16 consecutive matches when he coached the Barcelona. So he declared that he's not at all worried about the missing players, although he should, because they are great names. But he said that he has a lot of young players, talented and capable to go all the way and help Mexico. So I'm going with Mexico all the way. I'm not impressed with any other side different than Mexico in this tournament. And this is why the interest on betting this tournament is very low. You will not see many people betting this tournament, because we have El Salvador, Curacao, Guyana, Haiti, Martinique also. So tell me if you know something about Martinique as a capper, and I will say, okay, I'm not betting anymore anything from the top 5 domestic leagues in Europe.
This is why we've got Martin here, because Martin probably does know a little bit, our fountain of knowledge. But there's 3 games that we want to talk about. We will start, obviously, with Mexico versus Cuba. We're going to run through the odds. Let me just pull them up. So Mexico 1.04, draw 19, and Cuba 101. Now, Alex wrote the article for us over at oddsmarket.com here. What did you like from this match, Mexico versus Cuba?
I think that it will be a one-way match. Mexico will will have some fun in their first game of the tournament. For me, Mexico minus 3.5 goals on the Asian handicap at even money, it has value. I don't see nothing else than this bet. I think that Mexico will simply have fun. They will try to kick off their campaign in style. Their head-to-head record isn't very good for Cuba. 9 games, all of them lost. Last 2 times they played, it was again in the Gold Cup in the 2 editions, in the previous 2 editions. Cuba conceded 11 goals without scoring. So Mexico minus 3.5 on the Asian handicap at even money for me.
Yeah. Did you find anything else, Martin? Are you playing this match?
I'm not playing this match, I don't think. No, I would prefer just to bet on Mexico to win the tournament outright. I think it's a real coup for them that they've managed to get the manager that they've managed to pull in. He had a good time at Atlanta, where he won MLS last year. And Martino has had a very good career. He was good enough to get the job at Barcelona. So that's a good move for them. And they had Ferretti, who was leading them in a temporary basis for many months. And the results weren't particularly good because he was bedding in young players and experimenting a lot. But I think Martino can benefit from that because they've got a bit of experience now and they've got a good blend of youth and experience as well. So I think they have a very good chance of going on and winning this one. But I'm afraid I couldn't find any value in this game just because 100 to 1 on Cuba, you have to give them a ridiculous handicap to find anything. And in the first game of a tournament, I'm not really comfortable doing that. Maybe in the second game when they've got their feet a bit, but sometimes you see some kind of cautious performances in the first round of fixtures. So I'm going to leave that one alone and concentrate on the mighty Haiti.
All right. Well, before we get to that corker of a match, which I do also have the ticket to watch, but if you think it's going to be loads of goals, I may go and watch it. But Costa Rica versus Nicaragua. Costa Rica, again, massive favourites. They're 1.22. We bring the odds 1.22, draw 6.7, and Nicaragua 19. Obviously, Nicaragua, their last head-to-heads, unfortunately, so it's not looking like a goal fest. Last head-to-head was in 2017, 0-0 at Costa Rica. Then it was 1-0 at Costa Rica at 2015. 2014 though was 3-0. I'll take a match like that, 3-0. So I'm expecting a low score, if I'm going to be honest with you. That would be where my angle would be going. You seem to agree, both of you. What do you go for, Alex?
Yeah, if we take a look at their last head-to-heads, low scoring match. Maybe Costa Rica to win 2-0 at 1.7. Great value there. My take is Costa Rica and under 3.5 goals on the Asian handicap at 1.91. I'm a little bit worried about this Costa Rican side because they are always having to rely on Brian Ruiz. 120 times caps, 120 caps. Yes, he is good, but come on, we need a replacement for him because he got old. Also, many people are expecting Joel Campbell to finally start to deliver for the Costa Rican side because his record is not good at all. Just 16 goals in 80 matches for his national team. Yes, we are not talking about firepower like Belgium or whatever, Brazil, but still 16 goals for a striker in 80 matches is very poor. That I like their defense. There with the Celtics, Christian Gamboa, a very good player. I think that they will keep it tight. They will try to keep a clean sheet and win 1-0, 2-0 tops. So under 3.5 goals and Costa Rica to win at 1.91. And again, 1.7 for Costa Rica to win 2-0.
Yeah. I both of those bets like very much that Costa Rica and the 3.5, especially. That is my official play. What about you, Martin?
I'm also going to go for Costa Rica and under 3.5 goals, but I have to confess that I read Alex's article before coming to that conclusion, and it inspired me. Couldn't disagree with his logic in that one, to be honest, because Costa Rica, as we've said, aren't particularly strong going. Well, they're okay going forwards, but I've watched Joel Campbell enough times for Arsenal to know that he flatters to deceive, and they really lack an out-and-out great goal scorer. But all their success in the past 10 years has been on defensive solidity, keeping things tight at the back, being disciplined, being organised. And I think they should just grind out enough results to get through to the knockout stages. Then who knows what could happen? But I think they won't have quite enough quality against a team like Mexico or the USA. I think go for it. But under 3.5 goals looks good to me, and I think Costa Rica will just about edge this one against the pretty uninspiring Nicaragua side.
Yeah, totally. And finally, Haiti versus Bermuda. Martin, in the Haitian Times, what did your article say?
Well, Haiti, they did well to actually make it to the tournament because they had a lack of funds in the build-up to it, and there was a big dilemma about they might not actually be able to make it there. But they're there, they're going, and they do have a rich heritage in this competition. They were runners-up in 1971. They won it when they hosted it in 1973. They were runners-up again in the following tournament. Quarter-finalist in 2015, so they do have a bit of a decent record in it. They're ranked 100th in the world by FIFA. Yet that leaves them considerably higher than Nicaragua and Bermuda, who are 129th and 175th respectively. So I think they'll get their way out of this group. I think Costa Rica will win it, but I can see Haiti finishing second by beating Bermuda, and then it's up to them whether they can get that result against Nicaragua. I think they can at least take a point off them, maybe beat them. So they've got a few decent players. Any Scottish football fans will recognise Duckens Nazon, who plays up front for St Mirren. And they've also got Derek Etienne, who plays for the New York Red Bulls, so he'll be keen to feature there. They're playing their second game at the Red Bull Arena. So, I think there's a bit of optimism surrounding this Haiti side amongst the people of Haiti right now. They've got some good young players, bit of a new era for them, and yeah, they've got a few experience like Johnny Placide and Guerrier and Machek Jerome to balance things out. I think they should have it too much for a pretty poor Bermuda side in this one. I'm just looking at Haiti to win and over 1.5 goals at odds of 1.7.
What was the Martin Classic on that one? So Haiti under 4.5 goals, or is that super low?
Oh, Haiti. Well, Haiti in under 3.5 goals is 2.05. If you want to push it to under 4.5 goals, let me just check.
1.4.
Yeah, you got 1.65 on that, which yeah, I'd also looked at that. I can see sort of 2-0, 3-0, something like that. Bermuda have had a few dodgy results recently. They've been thrashed by a few teams, so would be a bit skeptical there. I think Haiti are the better team in this one.
Yeah. Oh, Bernardo's on the chat. Hello, Bernardo Baltasar. Good to see your name.
I remember he was with us 4 years ago for the Gold Cup and Copa America. I think that we previewed it together with Bernardo, and we were talking about Bermuda, Guyana, and some great teams, firepowers in that region.